Hello and welcome back to the Shrouded Isle with me, Bardon. Okay, this will probably be the last episode in this series. We may do another series on the game if people want it, maybe later on in the year or something. But for now, we've gotten so close to the end. I'm hoping we do actually reach an ending. But either way, I'm probably not going to do a whole new run anytime soon, so I think it's best to end the series and then see in terms of people's comments and stuff whether people want to see more of this or not. And also, if anybody watched this and enjoyed it, do you have a recommendation for a similar game that I can play as well? That maybe one that you think that you would enjoy as well, and that I would enjoy playing too, which is kind of important. Yeah, because I've been looking out for games like this, games similar to Culture Simulator that I play already on the channel. This, and yeah, if you got an idea of something that maybe is along those lines, let me know, and I'll definitely check it out. So let's get on with this. Right, so visit you and release, visit you and release. Then we find the new people that need to be. Okay, so find about you. Psychotic, confine. Nobody there. No one there. Check out you. Fine. And no one there. Okay. Right. So they've asked for the complacent one, which is you. So it means that House of Sofka. Okay. Yeah, we should be able to get rid of you. Because everyone that we sacrifice now is gonna be a minus 50 anyway. So we've got to try and work things out from that perspective. Well, I wonder who we're gonna appoint from you, eh? Let's pop you in there. Encourage fervor again. Okay, so ignorance, fervor, obedience. You're gonna tank penitence, but we'll appoint you anyway. Okay. Then obedience, fervor, minus discipline. Let's appoint you. And last one, appoint you. Right. Oh, we got a letter as well. Okay. Miri Efferson. Miri Efferson suggests a new holy day. Oh, holiday. Oh. I suppose holiday came from holy day, didn't it? Originally. Chernobog's Day, in which villagers may give food and goods to those they care for. Very well. Encourage fervor. You will be more effective. No, I do not need more responsibilities. We do not know. Okay. Yeah, let's see that. Miri Efferson organized the gift exchange, but it seems she gives the most of anyone. Fervor plus 10. Oh yeah, because she's generous. That's right. Right, and then sort these guys out. Purify. Purify you. Right, so let's begin the season. Right, so who are we screwing over again? We're screwing over. Oh yeah, we're getting rid of you. No, we're not. We're getting rid of you. Yeah, give the complacent one. So we've got to use you. minus 23, minus 32, 45. So, and you. And just those two in the month. Casimira urges the labourers in carving and sanding, fervour +6. Casimira's truth rings out, penitence +2. Suggests that maybe we've done enough, fervour -5. Nadia sees forbidden desserts and find cloth discipline +5. Children cry when they see Nadia. You notice a small mistake in the ceremony. Nadia refuses to admit wrongdoing, penitence -5. Okay, finish that. On to April. So you again. Minus 30, minus 33, minus 39, minus 22. So those two. Within 1. Andre found only a few scribbled scraps of old literature. Ignorance -1. We'll just seem uneasy working next to Andre. Andre is too young for this responsibility. Obedience -3. Casimira urged the labourers in carving and sanding. Fervour +4. In sermons, Casimira's truth rings out, clears a glass bell. Penance +1. Suggests that maybe we've done enough. Fervour -3. Misha dutifully whipped the sinful, adhering to the rites of penitence +3. Find an extra whip. Fervour +3. Doesn't find time to go to confession. Penance -6. Okay. Finished results. On to May. So let's see, -41, -32, -30, -8. So you on your own. Let's do that. Casimira urged the labourers in carving. Fervour +13. Truth rings out, clears glass bell. Penance +5. Suggests that maybe we've done enough. Fervour -10. So we got +3 to fervour there anyway. Okay, finish those results. The season's end draws near. Sacrifice must be made to protect the village. The gathering convenes. Who will be the sacrifice this season? You will. The villagers will be disturbed by Casimira's death and lose penitence. This sacrifice will encourage fervour. House of Sofka will be outraged since Casimira's transgressions are forgivable. Sacrifice you. Okay. Through sacrifice that will be done. We sacrifice the life of Casimira in the name of Chernobog and the good of our people. Our condolences to House Asofka. House Asofka simmers with quiet resentment. House Asofka approve -50, others approve +5. The villagers speak of Casimira as a holy martyr, perishing for the greater good. Fervour +5, penitence -5. Okay? The night before the new season, a whisper caresses your dreams. My most beloved, you struggle so pleasingly. Encourage ignorance, purity of mind and soul. That's not a problem. The pubescent, give him to me. The pubescent. So a teenager. Okay, so whoever, someone that's too young is who he's looking for. Or they are looking for. So maybe you. Let's release you. And release you. Find a pubescent. It's gotta be him. Then that will leave us only with her. House Cagney, minus 25. So we've got to do everything to keep them happy, because at the moment they would go to minus 75, right? Yeah, minus 25, minus 50, minus 75. Okay. So let's find people that need to go to the tower. Find you. And find you. And no, okay. Sort these two out. Okay, check out the letter. Misha Efferson. Misha Efferson arrives on behalf of House Efferson, asking for additional funding for repairing their whips. There are many penitents that need punishment, but where should the money come from? The Cadwell, House Cadwell will not like this. House Kegney will not like this. Oh, we're going to screw you over, so not you. House Efferson, penitents will suffer. No, we're going to do it. There you go. Misha Efferson leaves in a huff. The cries of the suffering grow quiet. The village takes on a jovial air for a time. Ending point 5. House Efferson approval minus 15. Okay. We're gonna have to choose then. We're picking someone who will help to encourage governments. Business friendly, I think is good. Although we do have here. Let's point to you. Obedience, discipline, ignorance, point to you. You, oh, we should check you first. Penitence, but the laziness is no good. Minus fervor. Although, fervor's pretty high. And then it's got to be you. Okay. So this season, obviously we've got to keep these guys sweet, right? But we've got to get another one that we can screw over. So one of these two. So I'm probably going to go for 2 months, these three. And then for the last month, maybe them on their own or them with these two. Begin the season. So 1, 2, 3. In the month. Sagan discovered a cache of old world books. Ignorance was 6. Grows even thinner, losing all interest in food. Discipline plus 5. Is too young for this responsibility. Obedience minus 3. Bogdan urges labourers in carving and sanding. Fervour plus 3. Comes to advisory meetings with fresh bruises and a smile. Discipline plus 5. Suggests that maybe we've done enough and Chernobog is happy. Fervour minus 3. Dimas interrogates townspeople. It seems a few parents conspire to hide children. Obedience was 3. Brings a few extra criminals for questioning. Obedience 3. You notice a small mistake in the ceremony. Refuses to admit wrongdoing. Penance is minus 3. Okay, so they're up. These guys down. Finish those results. On to July. Then these three, because you're getting close to being rebellious. In the month, Sagan scoured the town and found one old world book to burn in the ritual fire. Chernobog will guide Sagan. Ignorance plus 4. Grows even thinner. Discipline plus 5. Too young. Obedience minus 3. Sees forbidden desserts and fine cloth, ensuring steadfast focus on prayer. Discipline plus 3. Seems to float around untroubled by the village's struggles. You notice a small mistake. Penance minus 3. Really whip the sinful with purifying joy. Penance plus 5. Found a few extra books. Ignorance was 3. Ignores rational rules. Discipline minus 6. Okay. Finish those results. Sagan Kegney. It turns out that Sagan's disciplinary lessons have become a bit of a study group. They have written a book called The Law of Living, with guidelines for living a disciplined life more easily in the village. Vicar Everson will not like this. House Kegney will not like this. I will read it and then decide. Using the tips and tricks you find, discipline is easier to practice than before. It makes you nervous, but you find no contradiction to the scripture. Discipline plus 5, House Kegney approval plus 5. Beautiful. You have to screw them over even more. Right, so it's got to be you, because you are very close. And you. Now, you guys are minus 6. So you're going to be minus 56. Let's put you in so we can possibly screw you over next turn. In the month, Bogdan and the labourers shape statues, forever minus 1. Comes to advisory meetings with fresh bruises, discipline plus 5. Suggests that maybe we've done enough, and Chernobog is happy, forever minus 3. Nadia claims the citizenry have very few luxuries, discipline minus 1. It seems Nadia is swimming as often as working. When notices a small mistake, this ceremony, Nadia refuses to admit wrongdoing, and it's minus 3. Merely dutifully whip the sinful, adhering to the rites of penitence, penance was 3. Finds a few extra books to add to the bonfire, ignorance was 3. Ignore the rational rules, discipline minus 6. Okay, now I need to have a quick swig of some water. Okay, here we go. Right. Finish those results. Season end draws near. A sacrifice must be made to protect the village. The gathering convenes. Who will be the sacrifice this season? It will be you. The village will be horrified by Sagan's death and lose discipline. This sacrifice will encourage obedience. House Kegney will be outraged since Sagan's transgressions are forgivable. Tough sacrifice. We sacrifice the life of Sagan in the name of Chernobog and the good of our people. Our condolences to House Kegney. Sacrifice for minor sin. House Kegney simmers with quiet resentment. House Kegney approval minus 50. Other houses approval plus 5. The villagers speak of Sagan as a holy martyr, perishing for the greater good. Obedience plus 5. Discipline minus 15. The harvest brings heavy toil. House Kegney are defying my authority. I must appease them this season or risk revolt. We didn't find a pubescent. That is weird. Like it's pubescent is a teen. So unless there must be another teen, we gave the wrong one or something. So who would it be then? Because it said give him to me. Oh. Oh no, did we give the wrong one? We're supposed to give Andre. But if we give Andre, then we can't do that because that's the entire house, and they're already mad at us. Okay, let's work on this first. Let's release you. Release you. And find out who needs to be combined. No letter. Nobody there. I have someone in the Sofka. Depressed, okay. Find you. Then the last two. Oh, we got one there, look. Even. Megalomaniac. Find you. And nobody there, okay. Now, we need to screw someone over, so it's going to be a Sofka. We need to appease you as well. So, Andre is going to be appointed and used all the time. We're going to purify these guys. Okay. So, who are we getting rid of? You. What have we got to encourage this turn? Ignorance. Well, ignorance is right up top, so it doesn't really matter. We could probably work on other things instead. Let's pop you in. And then you. In the season. Okay. So. Gotta appease you. Let's screw you over. Yeah, let's do that. Andre scoured the town and found one old world book to burn in ritual fire. Chernobog will guides Andre. Ignorance was 4. It seems Andre is swimming as often as working. Andre is too young. Obedience -3. Tyranny urges the labourers in carving. Fervour +3. Is particularly organised and efficient during the ceremonies. Ignorance +1. Gives a confusing sermon. Obedience -6. Dimas interrogates 10 people. Obedience +3. Brings in a few extra criminals for questioning. Obedience +3. When he notices a small mistake, refuses to admit wrongdoing. Penitence -3. Okay, finish those results. Month October. 1, 2, and 3 again. Chernobog's will guides Andre. Ignorance was 4. Andre swims often, sometimes disappearing under the surface for minutes at a time. Andre is too young for this responsibility. Obedience -3. Tierney urged the labourers in carving and sanding. Fervour +3. Is particularly organised and efficient during the ceremonies. Ignorance was 1. Confusing sermon. Obedience -6. Demas interrogate townspeople. Obedience +3. Brings in a few extra criminals for questioning. Obedience +3. Notice a small mistake. Doesn't admit it. Penitence -3. Okay. Now these two on the next one. Finish that. Go to November. Then you're at -50. Okay, so 1, 2, 3 in the month. Andre found only a few scribbles. Ignorance -1. Swimming again. Too young. Obedience -3. Nadia sees forbidden desserts. This one +3. Remove mushroom going on Nadia's shoulder. She kisses. And small mistake. Penitence -3. Vasilisa dutifully whipped the sinful. Penitence +3. Makes it seem fashionable to be organised. Obedience +1. Lowers the monthly tax on sugars and meats. Discipline -3. Okay, leader's reaction. Okay, finish there. Season's end draws near. Sacrifice must be made to protect the village. Gathering convenes. Who will be sacrificed? Tierney is Sofka. The villagers will be disturbed by Tierney's death and lose ignorance. This sacrifice will encourage obedience. House Isofka will be outraged since Tierney's transgressions are forgivable. Tough sacrificing her. We sacrifice the life of Tierney in the name of Chernobog and the good of our people. Our condolences to House Isofka. House Isofka simmers with quiet resentment. House Isofka approval -50. Other house approval +5. Villagers speak of Tierney as a holy martyr, perishing for the greater good. Obedience +10. Ignorance -5. Rain freezes and hardens at the falls. House Isofka are defined by authority. I must appease them this season or risk revolt. Let's accept that. And so get to the tower. Release you. And release you. Check the letter. In progress. Vicar Everson comes to ask after the confinement of Bogdan Isofka, wondering how his purification is getting along. I'll try not to drown him, Vicar. Vicar Everson will like this. Do you have any insight into how he was contaminated? Probably not going to like that. Purge penitence. Let's go with this. I'll try not to drown him, Vicar. Vicar Everson seems somewhat comforted by your reassurance. House Everson approval +10. Okay, so encourage ignorance still. Find the pubescent. Pretty sure it's you. But I don't think we can actually... Maybe we can give you up now. Is this actually the last one? I'm not sure. I think it is. Right, let's find people that need to go to the tower. Oh, we can't inquire about it. Okay, so find you. Oh, so the inquiries have been reduced in the last year, I guess, down by 1. So Sofka, She's the one we appoint. We're definitely going to use her. Well, we could have used him as well. Purify these two. Right. Here we go. Oh, haven't done one here. In the season. So you and you. And yeah, in the month. Andre scoured the town and found one old world book, Ignorance +6. Seems to float around along untroubled by the village's struggles. Is too young for this responsibility. Obedience -5. Svetlana urged the labourers in carving and sanding, and a small shrine to her god was crafted. Fervour +5. With your permission, Svetlana brings you tea and gives you a foot massage. Obedience +7. Ask many difficult questions about the origins of Chernobog. Ignorance -5. Okay, so no longer rebellious, which is good. Okay, let's finish those results. On to January. Yeah, we're just going to go U this month. And Ray found only a few scribbles, ignorance -5. Off swimming again, and is too young, obedience -10. Okay, so now we can sacrifice you and have them not rebel. So then next month, you, and you. Yeah, okay. Finish those results. On to February. 1, 2, 3. Start. Andre scoured the town and found one old book, ignorance +4. Swimming again, and too young, obedience -3. Svetlana urged labourers in carving and sanding, fervour +3. With your permission, brings you tea and gives you a foot massage, obedience +5. Svetlana asked many difficult questions, ignorance -3. Nadia sees forbidden desserts and fine cloth, ensuring steadfast focus on prayer. Discipline +3. Seems Nadia is swimming. Okay. When you notice a small mistake in the ceremony, Nadia refuses to admit wrongdoing. Penitence -3. Okay, good. Finish the results. Season's end draws near. Sacrifice must be made to protect the village. Gathering convenes. Who will be sacrificed this season? Oh. Okay. Penitents get tanked. Okay. Andre is an awoken. Killing him may have dire consequences. House Cagney will be outraged since Andre's transgressions are forgivable. Well, we're going to sacrifice anyway. Gone. Oh, we've gotten this achievement. Extinction. We sacrificed the life of Andre in the name of Chernobog and the good of our people. Our condolences to House Cagney. House Cagney simmers with quiet resentment. House Cagney approval -50. Other House approval +5. The villagers weep and gnash their teeth, greatly distraught by the death of an awoken. Ignorance -20, fervor -20, discipline -20, penitence -20, obedience -20. Achievement awakened. This will be the last entry in my journal. The hour of our salvation arrives. I go now to my final ceremony. Ooh, that was me, right? Is it Chernobog? As it was written by our ancestors, great Chernobog rises in glory to guide the next age. No, thank you. Our suffering is at last at an end. Chernobog killed everyone, right? Praise be unto him, forever and ever. Amen. Season survive 5. Villager sacrifice 20 of 30. Major sinner sacrifice 10 of 10. House most sacrifices House Kegney. Traits discovered 60 of 60. Villagers awoken 2. Endings unlocked 1. There we go. An ending indeed. Okay, let's accept that. Okay, so as I said, that will be the end of that series, so I hope you have enjoyed. If you like this one, maybe you will like some of the other series that I played on my channel, the likes of Cultist Simulator. I also recently played Mask of the Plague Doctor, which is a choose your own adventure but very well written. So if you're into kind of story kind of stuff as well, that's good. And then I also play turn-based tactics too, so I do things like Mordheim and Necromunda on there, and then other things like you'll find Battletech and Battle Brothers and a bunch of other stuff as well. I've got tons of videos on my channel. Don't know exactly how many, but there are like there's well over 1,000. I know that. I don't know how many thousand there are, but there's just plenty on there anyway for you to check out. But that is going to be, as I said, the end of this series. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, maybe you would consider sharing with someone else, or as I said, check out some other stuff on my channel. But hope you're keeping safe out there, and hope to see you on another video. Goodbye. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, maybe consider hitting the subscribe button there on the right, or checking out some other videos here on the left, or perhaps you might even share with some friends.